So I actually remember explicitly where I was sitting. I was in an internet cafe. On that day, a banner came up that said Cambridge Muslim College now accepting applications. And it piqued my interest, and so I clicked on it. And I realized it was a program called the Diploma in Contextual Islamic Studies at the time. And it was meant for madrasa students who were looking to serve in the Muslim community. And this was to kind of contextualize all of the traditional training that they had already had, especially if they haven't gone to university. I had graduated at that point from University of Washington. I had done a degree in Near Eastern Languages and Civilizations, a degree in English, and a degree in Political Science. I was not the target audience in the sense I hadn't graduated from Alumni, but I think I was asking those same questions. It was, how am I going to serve in my community? What do I do with this knowledge that I have gained? How do we understand Islamic knowledge in a modern contemporary context? How do we respond to the challenges of our time? And so I decided to apply. It was made clear to me by the administration, because of the fact that I was coming from North America, it wouldn't be possible for me to actually get the same degree that the other students were getting. And so I really came knowing that, on paper at least, I wouldn't walk away with anything. And so I was really coming for the experience, for the knowledge, and for the type of engagement that I think I'd really been craving. I think fundamentally I was looking for direction. I think I was also looking to see in action what a specific paradigm of leadership and service looks like, and knowledge. What CMC represented to me was a paradigm that was personally very compelling and that I felt could provide a really good framework for me in terms of what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to pursue, Islamic studies or sacred knowledge. I knew I wanted to serve in the Muslim community in some capacity, but how to bring all of those things together is essentially what I struggled with. And you see so many different individuals doing that, but you don't necessarily see yourself, right, mirroring their path. Whereas I think with the CMC, it did provide me in many ways with that mirror that I could almost immediately see, yes, this is a framework that I can utilize in my own life. 2009, 2010, it was the first year Cambridge Muslim College did not have a track record. It did not have its own building. It did not have, years of students that had graduated. It did not have an approved curriculum by, an education body. So it really was an experiment in every sense of the word. So it was on the grounds of Margaret Beaufort Institute, which is a theological institution affiliated with Cambridge University. And through the relationship that Sheikh Abdul Hakim had with this institution, they gave us their renovated horse stables, which was a modest but really wonderful building. So you walk in and you kind of have a little kitchenette and you have a small classroom. The cohort was about 5 or 6 brothers, and there's 3 of us sisters, and that was really it. One of the things I took away from that first year of the diploma was that you have to find your community. And once you find your community, you have to have the knowledge and experience to then serve that community. And those are really, that was really a key framework that I had. And so then the question for me became knowledge and experience, something that I didn't quite have at that point because I had finished my undergrad, was thinking about the PhD, and then I fully went for the PhD. I finished that. By the grace of Allah, I became a professor, and that's when I started to have that experience that I wanted. I think part of the beauty of the Cambridge Muslim College is it doesn't give a singular path to pursue knowledge, and it doesn't give a singular path to serve the community. And so I think about my own cohort, and there's people that went back to serve as chaplains in the NHS, there's people that went forward to do master's degrees, there's people that went back and served in their Muslim communities and created schools and served as imams. And so I think the beauty of the Cambridge Muslim College is it says, here are the tools that you need to be able to be effective in your communities. And the ultimate aim is service, the ultimate aim is knowledge, and the ultimate aim is the growth of yourself and your community. And how you actualize that, you then have to think about your own individual growth. You have to think about your context. And the CMC is there to provide you the tools, to provide you the support, to provide you the guidance. And so in many ways, I think one of the beauties of the Cambridge Muslim College is it's not we only want one type of student and we only produce one type of person to go out and serve in the community. It's that we take a range of students and we create a range of leaders and a range of individuals that then go into a variety of different settings. When I was first moving to Qatar, I was a bit apprehensive I had spent my entire life, or most of my life in North America. And I think what Qatar did when I walked into the classroom there, and I had all of these Muslim students then, I realized that in many ways the questions that were being asked at the Cambridge Muslim College are the same questions that these students are coming into the classroom with. The difference is what tools do they have and what are their contexts. And so all of a sudden, each and every class that I taught at Georgetown, Qatar, wasn't simply just, okay, students, you have to learn these 15 facts about Islamic law and Islamic history, but it really became this journey through which I think students, either directly or indirectly, got to grapple with these questions. And I think that's incredibly meaningful as a professor, and I think for my students it's incredibly meaningful for them. It's been almost a decade since I left the college, and I think every time I come back and I see how the college has grown, it really moves me to see people talking about the forest land and the grounds and the buildings, and it seems like it has really blossomed into a fully fledged institution. And it was really conscious in terms of what are the steps that we're taking to grow. We're not interested in kind of just changing drastically overnight, but we really want to make intentional changes. And just seeing that type of slow, intentional, but really impactful work really spoke to me. And so as I felt like I got the experiences I needed to be more of service to the Cambridge Muslim College, I started to get involved. First, just in a volunteer capacity, just advising on different programs and different conversations that were happening. Eventually, I was asked to be part of the Board of Trustees, which was a huge honor. And I was on the Board of Trustees for 3 years before they asked me to serve as the chair. I remember when I was asked to be kind of chair of trustees, it took me aback because I remembered kind of those first moments of seeing the CMC and thinking that this was a temporary 9-month diploma that I wasn't actually going to get, and then I was going to go lead my life somewhere else. All of the individuals that kind of graduate from the Cambridge Muslim College and have these frameworks and then go out are really planting gardens in different areas in their communities, and they're teaching, they're learning, they're transmitting knowledge. They're allowing, I think, just a basic reflection on contemporary questions that otherwise I think we wouldn't necessarily have the space to engage with. When I think about my own journey, if I think about the way in which I approach Islamic studies as a professor, if I think about the way in which I engage my students, even if I think about the personal friendships that I made that year where I was in Cambridge, I fundamentally would actually not know how my life would look like right now without that year in the college. That the ways in which it transformed my life is probably beyond what I can even see, and I can see so many different ways in which those changes are manifest in my life. And I think to me what is so remarkable is that the college keeps you in some ways, and it created within me this desire to come back and serve. And to be part of the college's growth now is something really spectacular. And it really feels like I've come full circle.